Righto, back doing another video a little bit sooner than I thought I would be, but I thought it was worth taking the opportunity. On a few areas in the layout, I've got some manually made walls around the station and just random points everywhere. They'll pop up in videos at some point. And recently I've just made some walls for the area around the shop that breaks up the shop area into the sort of the yard, or one of the yards. And what they are is basically a couple of sheets of we can see that there, a couple of sheets of Plasticard, and then no, it's not, definitely not having that, and then some of the Metcalf brick style brick sheets, which look pretty good, to be honest with you, and topped off with some more of the Metcalf wall toppers that come in a couple of the kits, or a number of the kits actually, depending on what you're getting, just to give the wall a good finish. So a bit of graffiti as well, which you can get on, well, a number of shops sell these. You just end gauge or end scale transfers or decals. Some of these things look pretty cool. These are the Anquarton ones, these particular ones. They've got quite a good, they're quite nice and thick, and when you cut them out you don't get any bleed through of anything on the background, which is quite good. There's some more over here as well, which I've used in a couple of areas, just to give something, make it a little bit grubby and a bit used. So that's those. But essentially, to do this is quite straightforward. This wall here is what I'm going to do some more bits on. You can see there's two-sided walls. I've put some weeds on it on one end. That wall, again, that's a short, just a short strip of what the rest of the wall is. And to do those is fairly straightforward. You need some PVA mixed with a bit of water, just a little bit in there, just to loosen the viscosity off a little bit, and then some of the Woodland Scenics blended turf green blend. It doesn't have to, you can, there are a few others, but you definitely want it fine in the main, and you can top it off with a bit of the slightly more coarse stuff, but this stuff is good for just climbing weeds and things like that you get over walls. So if you are going to stick a transfer on the wall, bit of graffiti, pick where you want it to go, and then literally all you're doing, if we get this back in focus, just randomly sort of spreading a bit of the glue, as these things naturally do. It's just all of it, what route they're going to take along the wall. And then just sprinkling a bit of the old, give it a good covering. There's going to be loads of excess that you're going to sort of throw back into the tub, and you're going to do this a few times as well, because there's a few angles that you're going to want to drip it onto. But so there you go, give it a good cake in your fine turf. You can, as I said, use multiple colours if you want. On this one I'm not going to. Literally just shake that back in, and already it's kind of got that look that we're kind of going after. A bit more, you can see some of the glue still showing through. Chuck some more on. And then give that another little bit of a shake, either way, just to make sure you've got it all on there. Knock it back in, and there you go, you've got a bit of a wall with some weeds and rubbish growing on it. And also you can see on the top there's a bit of a join in the cardboard about here, which looks a little bit unnatural. So we're going to put a bit of glue on there, and maybe a bit more running down there like that. I'm going to stick some on that. I'm going to stop the video now and I'll come back in a few minutes. Right, so I've just on the top of the wall just put a bit more just on there to break up that seal in the wall topper there. So you can't really notice it, but that's pretty good down there now. Now what I'm going to do is weather the wall a bit as well to get it, because brick walls, you often get some paling where the bricks are leaching. Can't remember exactly what the substance is, but they go a bit white, which I'm going to do next in a minute, and I'll show you that just to give it a bit more of an age. But where this is going is actually going to be at right angles. That's why the wall topper overhangs by quite a bit on that side, and it's roughly going to do that. Get that out of the way. And in the shop area, you'll see this on the layout. There's something about there, and there's something about there. So you'll see the weeds graffiti. There's also going to be some little bins somewhere around there, and obviously I need to get another bit of wall topper just to finish that off there. But it's not too bad at this point. Looks just adds a bit of realism to the wall. The graffiti looks a bit clean at the moment. Again, that's going to get dirtied up a bit as well. But it's not bad at this point. But we'll age a bit more, and we'll be back soon. Okay, right, we are back, and just before I start on the dirtying up the wall process, I was just going to let you know that I've topped the wall off just to finish off there. Added a bit of extra growth weeds up the wall, and a bit over the graffiti as well. So that's, yeah. Also, what I've also done here, you'll see there's a bit of card extra under there. That is because it needed to come up about 1 mil. So when I join out with this wall, just show you that. It was the tops, the wall topper on the shorter run was just a little bit too high, so that's just basically bringing that up a bit. As you can see, that is pretty much flush now. So that's good. I'll do a bit of making good with maybe some weeds, or not sure what I'm going to stick on there, but that's the reason for that. So what the next plan is to darken off the wall a little bit, put some just some grubby marks down the wall. Not going to do too much because this isn't actually going to be sitting anywhere near any rail, any lines. So it's just a bit of a car park, so you ordinarily wouldn't really need to do any, but I'm going to, just for the sake of it, just to show what the score is on just making it look a little bit more aged, because it does look a bit too clean at the moment. Now I'm using the Umbra weathering powders. I've got various colours. I'm going to start off with a bit of black, and this stuff is absolutely lethal in terms of its potency. So you want to use hardly any, basically, especially for the tiny amount that I'm going to be adding on. So I'm literally going to get the old blade, and that already, if we can get that, yeah, hardly any. I mean, that's plenty. I'm just going to stick that on there. Put the old lid back on. Sorry about the old focus. I need to sort out an autofocus camera for this, because it's just getting a bit irritating. It's fairly random. As I said, it's not actually going anywhere near. Yeah, I've done another wall like this over near a tunnel entrance, and it looks absolutely filthy. In fact, it looks pretty good actually. So on here, this is just going to be near the car park, so it's not really going to need that much, but it's one of those things. I'm always absolutely terrified to do too much of it, because it just looks ridiculous otherwise. And I'm going to put a little bit on that graffiti over that side as well, and I'm also going to run some dark brown along the sides of the wall topper, because it just looks a bit clean. So that will probably be just about enough, I reckon. Just darkened it up a bit in some paint. It's just to sort of tone it down a bit, really, because it just looks, otherwise it just looks a bit too clean, which isn't necessarily a bad look, but it just tones it down a bit, really. So this one as well, same sort of thing. I'll just quickly whiz through that.